of greatness, I want to give you, James, your chance. And we talked about this a little bit in prepping for the show. Give me your MVPs for the regular season. Give me your offensive and defensive MVPs for the regular season.
Well, I mean, I think it's pretty easy when you see these two guys when they played at their highest level. The team looked different, and when they weren't, we obviously went on a 3-game skid, and I'd say that's Jordan Travis, a young man who, again, I've been extremely high on. I think if Mike and I argued with people last year when we brought Mackenzie Milton in, and all jokes aside, I call him the Disney movie kid and the one-leg guy. But if it would have worked, it would have been a phenomenal script. The script would have wrote itself, but it wasn't working. And you had a guy who probably could have got you 7 wins last year. But it's one of those things where the more he plays, the better he looks, the more confidence he has. And you can see the guys gravitate toward him. When he's not trying to take stupid chances. I believe he has a 5-to-1 touchdown to interception ratio.
Mm-hmm.
He's now, I would like him to hold on the ball a little bit better as far as like with the fumbles, but that comes with the scrambling quarterback. But you just see a guy who's never drops his head. He's always positive. He's always cheery, and he's just a fun kid to be around. I said kid, but young man to be around. If you've gotten a chance to interview him or you got a chance to know him, he's very engaging. He has a confidence, but he's not arrogant. And then on the flip side of that, you've got Jared Verse. And Jared Verse is a guy who I got a chance to see lightning twice. When I saw Jermaine Johnson at the first Jacksonville practice, I said, man, Jermaine Johnson, that's an MFer right there, man. That's a tough guy to block. He was just physical, imposing, like you would expect an SEC lineman to be. But then when I saw Jared Verse, I said, man, see, Jermaine Johnson, I could cut block. I could find something to do to be able to help me block him, and I could game plan for him. It's like Mario Williams. Mario Williams was a bad man, but I could block Mario Williams because I could come in with a strategy. Guys like Cameron Wembley, guys like the athletic defensive ends that are strong, that can bull rush, that are strong enough to bull rush you, but athletic enough to be able to handle your tricks. Those are tougher, man. And when I told people, I said, man, he might be better than JJ. And people called me crazy. And I said, man, I don't know, man. But like to see his impact, you can see it's easy to call him the MVP of the defense. And there's plenty of guys whose level of play improved. But those two are the guys who I believe are just hands down the best on their respective sides of the ball.
Yeah, the thing with Jordan that's amazing, Jordan was originally going to be my guy. The thing about him is this stat boggles my mind. There's only been 4 times in Florida State history that with a quarterback with over 3,000 combined yards. The other 3, Charlie Ward, Chris Winkie, Jameis Winston. Jameis Winston 23. Chris Winkie in 2013, Chris Winkie in 2000, Charlie Ward in 1993. All the years they won the Heisman Trophy. So Jordan Travis is in some serious company with that one. For me on the offensive side of the ball, though, you take Jordan Travis, I'm going to go Trey Benson. Trey Benson, to me, at running back, you talk about a dog at running back, he's putting 100 yards a game, getting 100 yards against Miami, getting 100 yards against Florida, 3 touchdowns against Florida, 100 yards against Syracuse. He's got 965. I think he gets 1,000 yards on the first drive in this bowl game. The thing with him also, we talked about what Jordan had to do this year for us to succeed was to be a better passer because we know what he can do running the ball and seeing can he do it throwing the ball. And I think he answered that question in spades this season. But you also give Trey Benson, when Trayshawn Ward went down, Trey Benson stepped up. And he became that dog in the running back room. And he became that weapon to where you knew, okay, it's not just Jordan Travis running the ball. You've also got Trey Benson back there. And so Trey Benson, to me, was the most valuable player. On the defensive side of the ball, I'm going to throw out a name, and I love Verse. I love Jamie Robinson. I love these guys. The name to me, Tatum Bethune. Tatum Bethune, the linebacker transfer, Miami native, transferred from UCF. Second on the team in tackles this season. Had 2.5 sacks. More importantly for me, he made that linebacker room relevant again. I love Kalen DeLoach. I love those guys in the linebacker room. but he made that linebacker room relevant. He was that dog. He was that guy on the defensive side of the ball. You had Verse up front. When he was healthy, you had Cooper, you had Fabian Lovett, you had those guys up front. But to have that linebacker who could play, and he was all over the field. He was on the field. He was great on pass defense. He was great on rush defense. To me, without Tatum Bethune, I don't know if Florida State's a 9-win team without Tatum Bethune. Because I think you look at some of those games where he would come in, he would get those plays on third down. He would get those stops on the defensive side of the ball. So for me, he's the MVP on defense.
I have no issue with that. I like that. I think that linebacker play was definitely elevated. Kalen Deloach played well, but Tatum definitely took it to another level.